Hello guys, welcome back to Archive Horizon. Previously, I've explained about ACACIA skill, logistic talent priority, and recommended teammates, so in case you miss it, you can watch this video over here or from the link in this video's description. While in this video, I will be discussing about ACACIA's DPS weapon comparison and her overall advantages and downsides. So after spending the last few days trying to build my factory, trying to calculate ACACIA's DPS, I finally managed to get the result, and it is beyond everyone's expectation. Because I've noticed that some of you might be underestimating her capabilities or even assuming that ACACIA might be nothing without Marian Aquila. Well, it turns out she doesn't really need Marian Aquila in the first place. In fact, her solo DPS alone has already set a new record. From what I remember, among all main DPS, Fanny Pureheart has had the highest solo DPS so far. At Manifestation 2, her solo DPS reaches 107,000. But ACACIA at Manifestation 2 has just set a new record, reaching almost 120,000. However, her team DPS might be lower than Fanny for now since Marian Aquila isn't available yet. But how does she compare to Clarina Crimson Moon? Well, Clarina is about 100 or 200,000 lower than ACACIA. Don't believe me? Let's put this calculation aside for now and get to the real show. In this comparison, I'll be using Series and Widya for ACACIA's team, while Ichel and Widya for Clarina's team. Here is the boss traits. So we can assume that both of them has almost the same treatment against this boss. Here is ACACIA and Clarina's logistic I used for this comparison. Clarina's logistic have better stats compared to ACACIA's, while here are Ichel and Series logistic stat. Ichel also has a better logistic stat compared to Series Rivin. In summary, Clarina's team has two advantages over ACACIA's. So we will expect Clarina to win if ACACIA is really that slow, right? But is that actually true? Let's find out. This video clip shows the highest damage I managed to get after several trials with Clarina's team. Well, this one is ACACIA's highest damage. So within 14 seconds, ACACIA can deal this much damage, while Clarina can deal this much. You can also see the comparison when facing the Snaky Lady boss. Well, the gap is huge. I hope that is enough to prove that ACACIA's rotation actually isn't that slow. In fact, her rotation is even faster than Clarina if you don't count the extra time spent on using the super operative skill. As for her weapon comparison, the gap is very huge. It is understandable because usually a signature weapon only offers an attack percent, generic buff, and damage taken debuff, while ACACIA's signature weapon offers attack percent, generic buff, damage taken debuff, and an additional generic buff. So yeah, the gap is higher than usual. Tier 1 signature weapon can offer a 46 improvement compared to the Tier 5 free-to-play weapon, while Tier 2 signature weapon can offer an 85% improvement compared to the Tier 5 free-to-play weapon. In summary, this weapon is really worth it than usual. Then, how about ACACIA's advantages and disadvantages? For the advantages, ACACIA obviously can be the new meta skill main DPS for kinetic element. She can charge her phase energy during the boss invulnerable phase as long as she can apply the scar mark on the boss. This one is really a huge benefit for her because it allows her to charge her nuke even during the boss invulnerable phase, so bosses with invulnerable phase doesn't become a problem for her. She is uninterruptible during her attack in awakened state, which makes completing her rotation much easier. Lastly, since she is a skill main DPS with high damage output, she is highly effective against bosses without shield or with energy shield that are vulnerable against skill damage. As for her downside, ACACIA is less effective against boss that has normal shield or enhanced normal shield, since skill damage can't deal double damage to normal shield. Because ACACIA shot has aimbot mechanic, sometimes it can be distracted by enemy's destructible part, which might cause miss shot and doesn't charge the phase energy. Especially when against bosses with multiple parts, just make sure to aim correctly to guide the sword and her skill to hit the correct part. Considering how big the weapon performance gap is, we can also say that she is quite reliant on her signature weapon to reach her full potential. As for her manifestation, ACACIA manifestation overall looks good. So yep, just invest as high as you can, but as usual, you can stop at manifestation 3 because manifestation 4 and 5 are very expensive to get while only offer small improvement. Alright? I think that covers all the extra info I wanted to share. So what do you think about ACACIA Chrono Echo so far? Feel free to share them in the comment below. Thank you for watching, see you next time, cheers!